Welcome back to the news. The president of the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association has been making a case for tourism partners to be included in government strategic vision for the economy and country. Caroline Trubiscoy made the remarks as she addressed the SLHTA's annual general meeting. We hear more in this report by Bernard Fannis.
The president of the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association, Mrs. Caroline Trubiscoy, says there is need for serious dialogue on a national vision for tourism. In her address to the 51st annual general meeting of the SLHTA, the president called for government and tourism stakeholders to show visionary and inspired leadership in crafting a vision for an industry best positioned for economic growth.
It is the only sector today which collectively offers the opportunity to attract foreign investment, grow employment in significant numbers, support local producers and manufacturers, preserve our environment and attract international attention to our entertainment talents in arts and culture.
Mrs. Trubiscoy quoted the World Travel and Tourism Council, WTTC, in detailing the significant growth the industry has recorded over the past year.
The WTTC reports that in 2014, travel and tourism directly supported 15,500 jobs, which is 20.4% of total employment in St. Lucia. This is expected to rise by 5.7% in 2015. The direct contribution of travel and tourism to GDP was 13.8% of total GDP in 2014 and is forecasted to rise by 6.4% in 2015.
The SLHTA president says the industry needs greater dialogue between the government and all stakeholders if it is to improve on the foundation of growth being built.
And whilst much progress has been made in our collaboration with the public sector, the SLHTA would like to see more private sector representation in the many committees and commissions created to formulate strategic tourism approach or stimulate economic growth and investment.
The SLHTA believes the strategy to grow the industry must involve an environment which is more conducive to growth, not one that forces the private sector to streamline its investments and operations.
It is not a feasible option to deal with these issues by reducing marketing dollars and increasing the tax burden on the private sector. Instead, we need to challenge ourselves to grow the sector, strengthen linkages and nurture struggling industries which also show potential for growth over the long term, like agro-processing, service-based industries, niche-based manufacturing and the creative industries.
In other developments, the SLHTA has announced that employees of companies not registered with the SLHTA can now sign up with the organization to qualify for its medical and life insurance program. In the past, the employer had to be registered with the SLHTA for staff to benefit under the program, but an amendment to the SLHTA bylaws has changed that. Other decisions taken by the SLHTA include the return of the Tourism Awards, likely to take place later this year. Also revived is the Miss SLHTA pageant. No date has been set for its return to the calendar of events.